Test Yourself is technically a game that only exists in theory. I say that because it's been about 7 months since the game debuted, and yet it's still incomplete. The game will eventually be a collection of tests that measure things like your intellect, nervous system, and memory, but it only launched with 2 of those components, and the others have been unavailable ever since. It was like being graded for a homework assignment that you never had the chance to complete, but finally, here we are. 2 more portions of Test Yourself have been released, and we're ready to pick up where we left off and dominate. These are the memory and attention packs of Test Yourself for the PlayStation 3. It's kind of funny to think Test Yourself is developed by the same team that gave us Aqua Teen Hunger Force Zombie Ninja Pro-Am, but once you get over that, you can take these tests a little more seriously than Master Shake. Emphasis on a little. So like the first batch of tests, the memory and attention sections are comprised of a series of short tests, kind of like something you'd expect on an SAT. The tests in each mode are focused on each theme, and are therefore meant to give a general assessment of your aptitude. Now, the problem, and the reason I say you can only take these a little more seriously than Aqua Teen, is that minor issues kind of make your results seem moot. I mean, when there are spelling and punctuation mistakes in a game that's telling me about my intellect, it kind of takes away from any academic feel Test Yourself might have had. Now, this is a problem that popped up in the first batch as well, so it's kind of a bummer to see them yet again in this second group of tests. But perhaps the biggest problem with the software so far is that it kind of has this disposable feel. That is to say, you don't have many reasons to revisit it once you're finished. You can retake the tests and improve, but there's no change and there's no features that compel you to do so. In fact, this game might be too much like a test for its own good. Something a little more game-like, maybe with some incentive for replay sessions, would have gone a long way. But speaking specifically about the 2 new modes, memory and attention are both more enjoyable than the initial batch. They're a little more involved, and when you're taking them, they're even more fun as a result. While you had to do things like push buttons during sound prompts, and even button mash in earlier Test Yourself packs, you have to actually put some thought into these ones. If Test Yourself is meant to flex your brain, it's finally starting to. Now, obviously, that's because memory and attention are focused on the brain, where the previous batch were more about things like reflexes. And many of the problems, minor as they may be, have returned from the first tests, but these ones are more enjoyable and they definitely feel more mentally taxing. And if I'm paying a couple bucks for a game like this, that's what I want. And then again, Test Yourself isn't a game at all. Don't expect edutainment like Big Brain Academy or even Brain Age. This one is a lot less gamey than both of those. But at the very least, Test Yourself is an interesting piece of growing software for anyone interested in the processes of measuring intellect. And for everyone else, though, well, this is a test you'll probably want to skip. You can get a doctor's note. Or just, or just don't buy it.